You're listening to After the Review with Peter and Terrell. New episodes of our podcast are available every Tuesday afternoon on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Podbean. If you like our content, remember to comment, share, and subscribe, and enjoy the episode. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is After the Review with Peter and Terrell. I'm your host, Peter, and back again this week are the boys, Matt and Terrell. Matt, what's up?
What's up, man? Just trying to stay sane here in this quarantine and attempting to stay in shape, but playing a little too much Xbox at the same time. How about you, man?
Same, definitely the same. Terrell, you playing too much Xbox too over there?
Yeah. Before this quarantine, I never touched my Xbox, honestly. Then now this quarantine happened, and I've played my Xbox every day. I downloaded WWE Wrestling last night, so that's what I'll be playing for the next month or whatever. I had my phone with Warzone, and whenever y'all want to play, I'll jump on. But you'll see me. I'll be on WWE.
The new people's champ. Hey, like Gronk. I know y'all saw Gronk won a championship belt at WrestleMania this weekend.
It was so fake. How did Gronk take out 8 people by just jumping on all over them?
I mean, Gronk's a big man, to be fair. He could probably have taken down like 5 of them. He could have taken out like 5 of them.
It definitely could have taken out 5, but all of them, and they all just laid there.
I know. It was obviously fake. It's a lot better if there was like a crowd there cheering, because his entrance was pretty cool. All of a sudden, he was just like standing on top, above all of them in that sick suit. I loved his suit. It was like
you could tell Gronk, he needed some work on the acting.
Yeah, he was being over the top. It's got to be hard to be your first time in wrestling. Like, there's no fans are there.
Yeah, it's a typical time to jump in, but yeah, I don't know. That gets us into. It's cool to see that wrestling's still able to bring us something, and maybe we'll jump into something else that other people might be able to do for us too while we're in quarantine.
So, I mean, maybe there is a light at the end of the tunnel, because Major League Baseball announced yesterday that they have a plan for the season that could start as early as May, playing all the games in Phoenix at the Diamondback Stadium and then the 10 spring training facilities. Do we think this is a good idea? Is this feasible, Matt?
Go.
Yeah, I could see it being feasible. Logistically, just thinking from being in operations, and Terrell can speak to it too, like that could be a freaking nightmare with that amount of teams being there, and then just that area, and then depending on when we peak on this virus thing, which is supposedly supposed to be the next week or two. And so, yeah, it just logistically, it could be just a nightmare, I would say. You'll get people watching it for sure, but teams will lose money off of ticket sales, obviously. But if you get TV revenue and whatnot, that's already paid. But
we drove by there because when we were in Phoenix last year, they're all pretty close together, so you can kind of, it's not too much travel for the teams. Everybody stays in quarantine. You get dressed in your room away from each other. You take individual cars. It's not like baseball. You're super close to each other playing. You're out in the field, and then you can space out in the dugouts and stuff. So I could see baseball being the first thing back for people.
Well, yeah, because baseball is is somewhat of a social distancing sport unless you're on base. But I think you can get quarantined with your team. I don't think you need to be I think obviously there's probably some protocols you have to take, but you get tested beforehand, and then you and your team, you'll all get pretty much quarantined together. So everyone's healthy, everyone is with each other and it's all good. But you just stay within your team, which is really hard. I think that's the biggest problem, is that you tell some 24, 23, 25-year-olds, you can't go out. You go to the field and back, and that's it. That's all you do. Hotel, field, back, and that's it. And I think there's got to be some enforcement there. That's all they do, because all it takes is one outsider to bring it in, and your whole team's contaminated or has the virus, and then that's when you have to shut everything down. So I think it's very possible to do, but you just have to it's be really strict guidelines, almost like a boot camp, like a military boot camp.
You lock down the hotel, and you have 4 teams in the hotel. It's just those 4 teams at a hotel. Yeah. Everyone's been quarantined for 2 weeks beforehand, tested. Everyone's clean, and then it's kind of oh yeah, we're on lockdown. 4 teams are at this hotel, 4 teams are at the other hotel. No one can come in or out. Everything's kind of locked down, and then you bust to the field. I could see that. God knows we need sports more than ever these days. The only thing that's coming up, I think, is UFC. Did you guys see that? Dana White said he's going to get a private island to have his fights on.
That's badass.
Yeah,
I saw that. He says I saw it yesterday, so he's a day or 2 away, so maybe we might hear some, here today or tomorrow that he has a private island to get the fights going, which is really cool. I think UFC might be the only sport to actually be able to do that. I don't think any of the other sports would
Is
go
that
for
not
that.
the most UFC thing you've ever heard, though?
No, it
Is
definitely
someone
is.
just buying an island and saying, yeah, you know what, we're just gonna fight here in
F-
international waters where there's no
Yeah,
rules.
We're fight.
exactly.
It's actually now a death fight. We're gonna fight physically to the death on our own little island.
Right.
Not even surprised one bit when I saw that by Dana Lewis. I mean, Dana White. I'm sorry.
I mean, the problem is though, freaking Khabib dropped out of the fight already. That was the big fight, Khabib versus Tony Ferguson. I heard this is the 5th time that their fight has like been canceled against each other. Something's going on. They don't want to fight each other. I don't think.
It's always funny. It's my guess.
Khabib,
Some politics, something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they're fighting over something in the contract or something.
Yeah, he's like, oh, well, I can't leave Russia now. Yeah, sure, you can't leave Russia. You're like the biggest superstar in Russia, Khabib. You can get
Is
your
that what he
ass.
said?
Yeah, he's like, I can't leave Russia. We're on lockdown. No one can go in or out. It's like, Dana will fly your ass out here. It's
Dude,
just.
you can get a private charter plane. You'll be fine.
Speaking of Russia just being wild through this, did you see? I don't know if this is real or not, but like Putin like released like some tigers and lions to like walk around Moscow.
So people don't
People
go
stay in the
outside.
house. That's the most Russian thing I've ever heard.
I don't know if that's real. Maybe he watched Tiger King and he was about it. He was feeling his Joe Exotic in him.
Tiger King. Yeah.
I saw another country do that. Like the guy was like, if you see people in the street, I'm telling the military people to just shoot you.
Oh yeah, that was.
Okay.
I think that was the Philippines.
Philippines, yeah. He was like, if I see anybody in the streets,
You get
like,
shot.
police officers will just shoot you. I'm like, dang, that's ruthless.
Philippines don't mess around, man.
Yeah, that guy. I think Duarte is the leader. He's a little crazy over there. They call him the Filipino Trump. He's just mouthing off, going crazy. I saw the king of Thailand quarantined himself in Germany with like his 20 concubines over there. Like, oh
Yeah.
no, real tough living.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
God's living it up for sure.
All right.
So
Oh, good.
based off this baseball thing, I think in the NBA can do the same thing. I think Kevin Durant kind of leaked it when he was playing the 2K deal the other day. He said the NBA thought about doing like bringing everybody to Vegas, which makes sense. Vegas is probably like shut down right now and like no one's there. And then I think Vegas has a ton of basketball courts. They have obviously MG and Grand, T-Mobile Arena, and then obviously UNLV and Thomas. All those places they have to play basketball. So I think we could do the same thing in Vegas. Literally, I'm thinking like bigger scope was like you shut down like that vicinity area and you shouldn't even let people in it. Like just like shut it down. Only basketball players, and I don't even know if you let your family in it.
It's like
and,
a town.
obviously-
It's almost like a quarantine town.
It's like a quarantine town. Like you let the 30 teams in there, and then you play the rest of the season, and then the teams who aren't in the playoffs, like they can bounce, they can go, and then the teams in the playoffs, they stay there, they play the playoffs there, and like we do this whole thing, like, your hotel, your room, like locked down, like food in the hotel, like whatever. I'm sure there's different ways maybe people can get out, but like you just keep it locked down. Like obviously, I'm talking about like armored police officers like enforcing it. It's not like this team security guard like some dude can just talk into. Like I'm talking about guys who are just like, I will freaking like tranquilize you or whatever if you like if you leave like this is no joke. Like so
They could do it even more. Like, how about you just do the playoff teams? Like, it's set, the regular season's over, and then they play like 5 tune-up games. You call it like almost an exhibition. Like East and West teams play each other in like a preseason almost for the postseason. Everybody kind of gets back into shape, gets their rhythm down, and then we just play the playoffs.
Yeah, I like that too, but I just like I'd hate to because those guys didn't get to finish the season, and like some of those like half those teams would be good to warm up teams to go against. Like I don't know, it would suck to warm up against like a playoff team you're about to go play in a 7-game series, whatever.
Well,
so,
that's why you do like East versus West, so it's only gonna see each other in the finals a couple weeks down the road.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so
I see
like
what you're saying.
the Lakers and the Sixers play a warm up game. The Lakers and the Magic, or I don't even know who the 8th seeds are in the East. Everyone gets a little tune up, get their shot down. It's got to be more of a rhythm thing than anything. Getting back into basketball, nobody's running plays and digging out in the bag yet.
Yeah, true. So I think that's definitely a possibility. I think there's some other things obviously you got to work out. Like obviously who's traveling, or what's essential travel to a basketball team. Like obviously the equipment managers, we got the coaches, and are we bringing in PR people, or is media allowed there? Because then we got to put media under the same constraints. So we got the basketball players underneath. Like obviously we're gonna televise it, so we got some people there. They're gonna broadcast the game, the TV crews. So there's a whole deal, but I think you could still put those people under the same circumstance. Like, hey, you guys stay at this hotel. You go to the hotel, to the gyms. That's it. Like, you don't go out or whatever. So I really think it's got to be like almost like a military base, or like you can't go in or out without like you guys
shut down.
You really got to shut it down. Like, and I think it's worth it from like if you can make it happen, because all we're doing, like, we're playing Xbox. So you tell me that somebody's gonna play on TV with no fans on? I'm watching it. Baseball, I'm watching baseball on TV, basketball on TV, tennis, like whatever could come on TV now, I'm watching it. So I think they should figure it out. They want to call me and have me spearhead it. I will more than gladly do it.
Why don't they could pipe in some crowd noise to the TV, give us a little, and get us in the thing.
Honestly, I'd be okay with I'd be interested to see how no fans would be, because I want to know if the mics that pick up on like the shit talking.
That's
what I'm here for. Yeah, I want to hear that, or like the stuff they say. Like, I want to hear that, like the mic's picking up on that.
I want to hear Westbrook and Harden yelling at each other as Pat Beverly is over there getting in their head.
Exactly, like that. That's what I want to hear, and then that'd be cool. Or then also heard, I'm not gonna take credit for this, but like Bill Simmons mentioned, like maybe we just like go to like high school arenas where like it's more intimate and it holds like maybe like 500 people, 400 people. That way these big gyms don't seem so empty. And so then maybe we like
kind of like how they do in Hawaii with the Invitational.
Exactly like that. Yeah. But then like my whole big debate is like, do we let families in? I think we know. I think we said the families no. Sorry, but this is a situation where only players only, and then like staff and like team. That's it. Because I think if you start letting families in, and then that's when I think the virus can really spread.
Right. And the thing I think about too is like facilities workers are gonna have them on lockdown too.
Like, I mean, you got to, right?
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking, because you can't have them going home, because what if they're interacting with other people, because they're going to.
But I always want to know, what are the nurses and the doctors doing on like that work at these like hospitals? Are they just going home every day?
Yep.
I've talked to a few nurses. They just go home and they stay by themselves usually. Well,
they get self-quarantine themselves.
Well, yeah, they got PPE, whatever they can get their hands on these days. 12 hours in, 12 hours back home, then back in it again.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a way that like I don't know, like I trust a nurse to not go out and like do dumb stuff, because they know they're jeopardizing their job, but like, no offense, but the facility worker, like, he's like, cool, I just saw LeBron today, about to go, like, whatever, or just going to go out and just live his life, because he like, whatever, I don't care about this, is just my job. So I don't know. Right. I think they definitely got to be on like lockdown, quarantine too. I think essentially anybody who like is any part of it, like, you get a badge, you get you scan in, scan out.
Have him sign an agreement of some sort.
Sign an agreement. Like, but what's the penalty? You get thrown in jail?
So what? No, I mean, basically, what you're getting at is they're gonna shoot them like the Philippines over there. They're out in the street. Yeah. We will kill you. Speaking of the Durant 2K thing, did you hear Durant's getting in trouble for that? Apparently, because everyone's been betting on all these tournaments and stuff, the Madden GOAT tournament, the Madden tournament with the players, the 2K tournament. That game was pre-recorded, and Durant was the favorite, and Durant got no action because apparently Durant leaked that he lost on one of his burners. They said, and like all these people knew it was one of his burners, and they started betting against him. And so the books are like, what the hell? Why did y'all pre-record this? Why wasn't this played live? And stuff like that.
Can't play that live. You cannot do that live.
Interesting.
Like, could you imagine like watching someone do 2K live on TV? Like, there's no way. Like, you could tell by watching when I watched it, because they were like, they cut in and out so smoothly. I was like, oh, this is pre-recorded. Yeah. They had like commercials set up, and then like they did an interview and they cut right back to the game. I was like, okay, this isn't live. Like, this is like pre-recorded. They figured this out. But yeah, I don't know. Can Durant really get in trouble for that? Like, he didn't know it was going to get he probably didn't know it was going to get pre-recorded. But like, he didn't know people were betting or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know. It wasn't above board. That's what you get with degenerate gamblers, though. We're getting desperate out there to get our sports gambling in. So it was a whole thing. I just saw that and I thought that was interesting. I go, of course Durant would go to one of his burners to vent that he lost, because he was supposed to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, he just had the wrong squad, honestly.
What happened? How did that work? Did he draft his own team, or like how'd that work?
No, I think they let him pick whatever team they want to play, but only like one. I think who is the guy? Harrell from the Clippers and Sabonis from the Pacers. The only two people who play with their actual teams. Everyone else played like different teams and didn't play with themselves. So I think you just pick whoever. I think I don't know. I would if I was Durant, I'd just play myself. I'm 97 overall. Like I'll give Derrick Jones buckets. But he did play with the Clippers though, so he had like Kawhi and PG, but Derrick Jones Jr. had the Bucks. The Bucks are tough on 2K, man.
Yeah,
they got so much shooting.
I know. What was it? Devin Booker was streaming live with somebody. And Devin Booker was not picking the Suns. He's like, yeah, I'm not playing with myself right now.
Well, he said the 2K's got his player mess. It's like I don't know. It's not good enough or something like that. Or it probably doesn't look right. I don't know.
They're picky as hell. I know. In the Madden tournament, Derwin James didn't play. He played with the Niners and absolutely smoked Tyreek Hill in the finals.
Niners are tough, man.
I know.
That D line is for real in that team.
He played in 2 tournaments and he won. He beat Mike Vick in the all tournament team, and then he beat Tyreek Hill in the players tournament, and he won. They said in the 2 finals game he outscored his opponents like 123-14. Something insane. God. It's like, oh my god.
I want to watch him play. How does he play? He's got like
he plays like a slut. He plays like he knows the hacks. I want to say like how to cheese stuff, and he cheeses it pretty hard.
Like how?
Like a real Madden player. Like he runs the defenses that are tough to stop and they force turnovers, and then he runs the offensive plays that are near impossible to stop.
Like the running back coming out of backfield and then like a little slant route like you can't freaking stop.
Or like I know, what was it? The NCAA 14, that unstoppable curl route that used to you just 10 yards anytime run a curl.
Yeah.
That's like that in Madden 20. There's a curl route. You can't stop the curl route unless you sit underneath it.
Yeah. So he likes to cheese it a little bit. All right,
Does he play? Real quick, does he play like on the middle linebacker or safety and like just everywhere with the?
I didn't see what he played. I'm assuming he plays as a middle linebacker or safety.
And just goes. People like that are really good because I can't beat them because they like see where you're gonna throw and they just like jump it. I'm like okay.
Yeah. I used to be in what they call those? Not Draft of Glory, but what were those things called?
What, franchises? Dynasties?
Yeah, and I was like, and it was like money involved, and it was always these sweaty dudes who were just like covering with their middle linebacker and safety. Yeah, so like I always use the pass rusher because I'm not that good.
Same, I'm on the pass rusher. I might beat him, go get a sack. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I used to be that until I started playing with my sweaty friends, and you learn, nope, you got to be the middle linebacker or the safety, and you got to take away that one route and hope that pass rush gets there.
But you got to like be really good at that, like, cause like, don't you hold like the button to really slide, and I don't know, you got to be able to time it. I can't do all that.
Yeah, or those guys that can time that blitz perfectly and then hit stick like right off the snap and force a fumble, like on a handoff to the running back. I don't know. People are sweaty as hell at those games.
For sure.
No. Well, I mean, I think that's all games, though, right? There's always like some type of.
There's a sweat fest, and there's an abuse in all games because video games are bad. But all right, let's move to real football. The NFL put out their all-decade team for the aughts, the 2010s, I guess. I don't know what we call them. The 2010s.
Sure, that works.
Yeah. Do we have? There were 8 unanimous decisions. Tom Brady, Adrian Peterson, Joe Thomas, Marshall Yanda, J.J. Watt, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and Justin Tucker. Do we have any issues with the unanimous guys?
Okay, this is unpopular opinion, but like J.J. Watt won 3 times.
Just about to say that.
He won 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, but like after that, what has he done?
I know he's always hurt. That was where I was leaning to.
He was just so dominant, though. That's the crazy part. Yeah.
He won when was he? Go ahead. Trying to figure out what years he won it.
No, I was just saying he was just super dominant. Like probably the best 3. Well, how many years? He won it twice in a row. I don't even remember.
3 years. He won it 3 years. 3 years.
3 years in a row.
I don't know if in a row. I'm currently looking it up.
So he was 4 straight first team All Pros. 2012 to 2015, he was first team All Pro. Played all 16 games, and then he was All Pro again in 2018 when he played all 16 games. So his rookie year in 2011, he played 16 games, and then the 3 years after that where he's been hurt. So if he's played all 16 games, he's been an All-Pro player, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. So he won Defensive Player of the Year in 2012, 2014, and 2015. Okay. So he took 1 year off. Yeah. So he probably got hurt. He probably got hurt in 2013. That's what it looks like.
No, he played 16 games. He started all 16 games. Yeah.
They're just like tired of giving it to him, I guess. Maybe. I guess.
And he had a better year. Did he have a better year? No, he had a pretty good year though.
He had 10.5 sacks instead of 20.5 sacks. So
that's true.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I guess my only issue is like when he's on the field, he's clearly dominant, but like he missed a full season, right? Was that an Achilles or a knee or
no? He hasn't missed.
He's never missed.
He's never missed a full season, but he only played 3 games in 2016 and only 5 games in 2017. So back.
He only played.
Yeah.
He only played 8 games in 2019.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Back to back.
He's just been hurt the last decade, the last half of the decade.
Yeah, that's what you get that feeling when you only play 8 games in back-to-back seasons total. You kind of be like, oh, he's hurt all the time.
Where you been and where you hurt? Because he only had 1.5 sacks between those 8 games. So.
Yeah, so he missed.
Yeah, it's like I feel like he's got like a dominant streak, like, but he can only do it like one game and like the next game. You know what I mean? Like he's just like doesn't have that much in the tank like he used to. But players with all that kind of injuries, but.
And he's coming from a bad spot too. He's in a 3-4 DN spot. He's not even like the edge linebacker blitzing. So he's coming from a really tough spot, beating those pass rushes. So I can see why.
What year did he only lost Clowney? What 2018, 2019, or just 2019?
Clowney was hurt all that time too, though.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out what's his stats with Clowney, without Clowney. But that's like a different story for a different day. But for him, he did go on a stretch here. He had 20.5 sacks in 2012. In 2013, he had 10.5. Then back to 20.5. Then 2015, he had 17.5. So he definitely went on a stretch there where he was like just a monster and killing everybody. But like I said, like it just seems lately he's like been kind of hurt and not
just
really
got old quick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's only 30 though.
That big. Yeah, when you get that big, because he's what 6'6", like 280, something like that.
Yeah, he's something ridiculous.
Just a big dude. Yeah.
He's a freak of nature.
All right.
Yeah.
Who else has any other issues on this list? Because I know we have a few here.
Maybe Ndamukong Suh?
No, Ndamukong Suh, like for what he was pretty dominant in that early.
I guess I just have a dirty taste in my mouth because of how dirty he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably more it is. He'd probably be on an all dirty team too.
100%.
Him and Vontaze Burfict.
Yeah, Vontaze, dude. Yeah, for sure.
Luke Kuechly not being unanimous is head scratcher for me, but we've already kind of talked about that pre.
No, you said all-time middle linebacker. My man couldn't stay healthy.
I think he is like top 3, possibly all-time linebacker, and like I probably haven't done enough research, and I'm just a young kid just spitting out stuff, not know anything. But in my opinion, I think he is okay. Luke Kuechly is like when we're talking about complete linebackers, he's like the one. He could run sideline to sideline for me. He could stuff a gap. Like there's plenty of film of Luke Kuechly playing like covering tight ends down the middle of the field, like 20 or 30 yards down the field, and getting interceptions. Like that's until my complete linebacker, and that's what I see in Luke Kuechly. So. I'm talking about if I'm just like I could put like if I'm making a player in Madden and it's like I want a complete player, I'm going to Luke Kuechly first as a middle linebacker. That's what I'm saying. At least.
I can see that. You know, looking at it, he made 5 All-Pros. The problem is he only played 7 years in the decade and he's retired now.
Yeah, smart guy though. That's to add to his notch. He's a smart guy.
I don't know how smart he is. His brain's kind of scrambled at this point.
He knew when to get out.
How do we feel about Chandler Jones?
I know he was really good on those Cardinals teams.
He's been really good the past 4 years.
Yeah, like he has like quiet, super good numbers is the problem. Once New England dipped him, he's been dominating on bad teams. It's kind of like
17. He had 17 sacks, 18, 13, and then 2019 he had 19. So like, yeah, I mean he's been solid since like 15, pretty much.
And I had the same issue with Julius Peppers. Peppers was more of a front. I would have said 2000s to 2010. Peppers was his prime years, and he was kind of on the back end this last 7 or so years he played. So I wasn't super sold on him either. My quarterback issue, I would have put Russell Wilson on there over Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson made the playoffs every year he was in the league, and he went to 2 Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers won one. Didn't do anything. He was supposed to be the greatest quarterback talent ever.
Can we figure out who voted on this? Because that might make a difference why it's Aaron Rodgers and not Russell Wilson.
I don't know who voted on this. I would have. Yeah, I'm assuming that it would have been, I don't know, writers, a list of people, random ass people they put together.
Maybe it says up here.
I'm trying to read through here.
Said Drew Brees is one of the big ones left off the list.
Yeah, but the Saints were so dick for a long time with him.
But Brees had ridiculous numbers
he had ridiculous losses too. He had ridiculous winning record too. He was a 500 quarterback from in the 2010s, I believe.
So, being selfish here.
Yeah.
Let's sidetrack for a little bit. My boy Mahomes. So all his numbers happened in this decade. So
he only had 2 years in the decade.
I know, but like, so is he gonna have to start over in 2020?
Yeah. Hey man, he got a full decade to be all-decade quarterback. Not that.
But
I don't think it's gonna be that difficult for the man. All he got to do is play 7 years at. If he has 1 year like he's had so far, and he plays the 7 years, and he makes the Pro Bowl, all 7 of them.
Okay, I'm just saying, he kind of fell at the end of the decade. It kind of sucks for him, MVP and Super Bowl MVP. I'm just saying. Anyways, it doesn't carry over to 2020, or does it?
I don't know. It shouldn't, but it seems like some of these guys it was carrying over for him over there.
Okay, I think I have an issue with Travis Frederick not being on the All-Decade team.
How many years did he play?
6, but he was a Pro Bowler 5 out of the 6.
That's true. Who's
an All-Pro 1 year, and I guess they have Alex Mack on there, and he was a Pro Bowler 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So there you go. You're not taking Pouncey or Mack off, are you?
He was a Pro Bowler, 5 out of the 6 years.
Yeah, let's see. So I'm not taking Pouncey out either.
Okay. I got some. I got the top 10 snubs here. That the NFL reported. So they said number 1 is Drew Brees. 2, AJ Green.
Oh.
He had zero All Pros though. That's surprising.
I mean,
AJ Green did.
Yeah. Look at the freaking receivers on this list though.
That's
Antonio
true.
Brown, Larry Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, and Calvin Johnson didn't even play at the later half of the decade either.
That's true. Terrell Suggs. Matt mentioned that before the podcast.
Yeah, that one kind of surprised me.
Andy Reid, supposedly his Super Bowl championship counts in this decade.
It does.
Okay. But you said that was the only thing. But he was 5-6 in the postseason.
That's true.
But anyways.
Wait, Jari Evans. Oh, guard. Never mind. Sorry.
Okay. Cameron Wake, 5 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro. DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah. But he had a lot of his good stats from 7 to 10 though.
Yeah, that's what it feels like too. He was a little bit earlier.
He was dominant early in the decade.
Yeah, he was.
From 7 to 13 or 14.
This is a little surprising to me. It might not be the all. T.Y. Hilton is 7 there.
No, I'm not putting T.Y. on that list. No way. He was not.
That's kind of surprising that he's on there.
I know you definitely won't like this one, Pete. Des Bryant is ranked 8th as a snub.
No.
But Des Bryant was pretty good in his early years with the Cowboys. He was pretty elite.
Not with these 4 wide receivers there and the receivers.
I know, but
he's
the
6th, 7th, 8th receiver, maybe.
Andrew Whitworth. Possible snub.
He was pretty good on those Cincy teams, and then he was really good on the Rams on the back end. I like that.
Who you take off of the tackles though?
No,
Staley?
That's true. I'm not taking Peter
Staley?
Smith. No, Joe Staley was a beast.
Yeah.
And Joe Thomas didn't miss a snap. I mean, he doesn't get punished for playing on the worst team ever historically in a decade.
It's just a true, it's just snub, I guess.
Trent Williams on there?
No.
No.
Is he on the snub list?
He's not on the snub list. Last person on the snub list is Jason Witten.
Ooh.
Jason who?
Witten.
But you're really gonna take Gronk and Kelsey off?
Okay, how is Gronk not a unanimous selection at tight end?
That's true. That is true. How is he not? Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't care that he was hurt all that time. Yeah. That man was uncoverable.
That's true.
Who are we good with the running backs?
Frank Gore.
Yeah, Frank Gore is
kind of meh to me.
He's like one of those people who's just been around a long time.
He's very
consistent.
It's like he's never been like, oh my god, yeah.
I mean, he played a lot in the let's see.
I like Marshawn and AP, and then I guess
Shady. I like Shady. Shady had the most yards. I know Shady had the most yards of anybody in the decade.
LaShawn on the Eagles was Shady on the Eagles was incredible.
And then he put up all
Marshawn. Is he worth getting a mention here?
Dude, it was beast mode. He had Beastquake. Yeah. Beastquake was that decade, so I'm okay with Marshawn. Adrian, obviously, because he had the MVP season in there too.
Who would y'all put running backs wise behind?
Instead, I'm trying to think who.
Not instead, but right behind him, I guess.
Is Jamal Charles? He only had a little bit, not that good. I'm trying to think.
Le'Veon Bell?
Yeah, maybe Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
Who else? We're probably missing some obvious one that we just. Oh no, LT's retired way before
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then,
I'm
I
trying to
mean, they
think
have
who
Darren
took-
Sproles as the flex, which I like a lot as
Yeah.
the kind of your little gadget guy.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, I don't see any running backs that I would have put up there. I know somebody's pulling it up. So I'm
I'll put
okay.
Jari Evans.
I
I'm looking
got
up that guard.
Jamal
Like, I don't
Charles
know who that is.
possibly.
I would say When
So
was
wait,
Jamal
Jari
Charles?
Evans.
What was his
Jari
numbers?
Evans stopped playing in 17, and he was an All-Pro. That's a guard. I'm just
Yeah.
looking at the guard. 1, 2, 3.
You would be looking at the O lineman.
He was a Pro Bowler 5 years. Well, he did make All-Pro 4 years in a row. So never mind. Yeah, that's why.
That'll do it.
Yeah, geez. Okay, I didn't see the All-Pro part.
Yeah, Logan Mankin. Yeah, I'm okay with the lineman. I think I don't have any
Yeah.
issues offensively. My only one
Zach
would have
Martin,
been
dominant. Marshall Yonda is an animal.
Russell Wilson. Would have been my only offensive snub. Defensively,
Ooh, Adrian
They got
Foster?
Rodgers.
Arian Foster.
Ooh.
Over
Ooh.
Frank Gore.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing out there. Like, he said who
I
else
don't
would be
hate
in
that.
there?
I
Who else would be
don't
in
know
there?
what his numbers look like. Somebody told me Arian Foster was the most overrated player ever to play football. I was listening to that.
Let me
I
look.
forget what that was. So
Let me look.
2010 to 2016, he only played 6 years. Made the
Yeah,
Pro Bowl
that's
4
probably-
times. Was All Pro once.
Ooh, Matt Forte.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
He
Possibly.
just fell off a cliff, man.
He really
But
did.
We're talking about people like.
Oh, how about
man.
what's his face? No, oh God, the guy from Carolina.
Oh, Jonathan Stewart. Or Mauricio
D'Angelo
Jones?
Williams or Jonathan Stewart, one of those two.
Ooh.
The Panther
okay.
backs. Maybe you put him in as a combined guy.
Yeah. If DeMarco Murray would have had some better years, he possibly could like get behind these guys and be like on the honorable mention.
Yeah,
team.
DeMarco Murray
Matt
was
Forte's
a.
from Lake Charles.
Who?
Matt Forte's from Lake Charles.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, me
Interesting.
either.
So,
I knew he went to Tulane. Interesting.
I know. I heard he voiced my big issue on the defensive one. How is Harrison Smith not on the safety list? He's Eric Weddle, no chance, no chance. And Eric Berry, I thought was on the fringe. With that, we could have the argument
enough.
there.
We
Earl
had the
Thomas is
argument.
easy.
Earl Thomas,
is
yes.
easy.
On the boom. How about
What about Cam? What
Cam
about
Chancellor? That's what I was gonna say too. Cam Chancellor,
Yeah.
another safety over there that they got.
But like, what was Cam's numbers? Let's see. Cam
He almost feels like JJ Watt. He was so dominant for like
the
5 years.
fixer, the fixer.
Yeah, let's see what his numbers. Because I feel like a lot of those guys just like, it was just like a team. And
It was the
wasn't
boom. It was the Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
It was just one unit.
Yeah.
He was a Pro Bowler. 4 out of the 5. He was active from 2010 to 17. Then from 11 to 15, he was a 4-time Pro Bowler out of 5. So
He just he got. You could see it though. 14. He only played 14 games. 15, 11, then 12, then 9, and then retired. So the injuries really racked up for him. So I see that why he didn't make
16,
that.
15, 16, 16, 14, 11, 12, 9. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really okay with this.
Not big on the interceptions. Yeah.
Nah,
he wasn't that kind of safety. We were talking corners. What corner was
Joe Hayden.
Oh yeah, Joe Hayden not on there. He was upset. You said he tweeted out his numbers.
Yeah, his numbers. Like, I'm sure he tweeted out the numbers that favored him, but he just did pass breakups and interceptions, and he had more interceptions than everybody on that list. But like, I think it's one of these things that like
you don't get thrown at if you're that good of a corner.
Yeah, you don't get thrown at, and it's like, I don't know if these writers are taking like, are they looking at just at stats? Because that's what we're looking at right now. But you gotta think about like how these guys just play. You know what I mean? Like Darrell Revis, he's shut down people. He might not have a ton of interceptions, but like when during his time, he
Revis
was
Island.
just,
I mean, he's literally Revis
yeah.
Island.
Yeah. So
and Pat P's a dog.
Yeah, Pat. I mean, he was returning kicks too, and all this other stuff. So like,
and then
maybe Sherman.
No, I mean Sherman was pretty. I mean, it was locked
I know
down.
his big knock is being. I know his knock is being just a zone cover guy on one side of the field.
But like,
I mean,
they would not throw at his side for 2 years.
Yeah.
He did not get thrown at, and then they did in the NFC Championship game. We saw what happened.
Yeah, true.
It's just like one of those things. It's like not enough spots, and someone has to get ditched off the list. And but I think I would take Chris Harris off and put Joe Hayden on.
Yeah, I don't hate
Chris Harris is nice too.
Where's Akeem Talib at? Oh,
ooh, because if Chris Harris is on, where
I thought Akeem Talib was better than Chris Harris.
Yeah, maybe I'm not too sure.
Well, I mean, Chris Harris doesn't carry occasion as. back of the car. So.
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah.
see,
I don't know, it'd be interesting.
You know, I have a real issue with Justin Tucker on this special teams list. Just a bad kicker.
Yeah. Think so?
Yeah, terrible.
Just
Tyreek Hill. Hey, Tyreek Hill was the punt returner, and you bash.
Yeah, I saw that.
You bash him so much when he runs back punts.
He was so good at the beginning, but like lately, he like thinks like Chiefs. Okay, it's the Chiefs' problem, and it's also Tyreek Hill problem. Like when they need like, we need like a spark here. Let's go put Tyreek in the back, and either Tyreek muffs the punt, or he catches it on the 3-yard line and gets 2 yards. It's like, no, just let it go in the end zone. Like, I'm sorry you had these great times.
He's trying to make plays.
I know, like it's just like just.
Are you saying he's not the brightest guy making the best decisions sometimes out there?
I just think like when they just say, "Hey, Tyreek will return this punt," they don't like tell him what he should be doing. Like, "Hey, if it's at the 5, like it's over your, you're standing at the 5 and it's over your head, let it go." Like they just like, "Hey, do your thing," we trust you. And then like that backfires. I think, but hey, the Chiefs won a Super Bowl, so I should shut the fuck up. So.
Yeah, what do you know, Terrell? God.
Yeah, what do I know? So
obviously, Devin Hester. I would have put Devin Hester as a punt returner more than a kick returner. He had so many more punt returns than kick returns.
I think they were just trying to spread the wealth.
Spread the wealth.
My boy Dante Hall got kind of snubbed too. He was pretty nice in the. It was early, maybe early 2000s.
It was way early. I think it was before 2010s.
My bad.
And then I know Cordell Patterson had the most touchdowns. That you know who's missing kick returner? He didn't play enough. It's Percy Harvin.
Ooh, yes.
My man run back kicks like nobody's business.
Percy Harvin been a nice flex too. Darren Sproles, because remember Percy Harvin used to do everything.
Yes, he was a fixer.
Yeah.
Get that man the ball, he'll make plays.
He just had some problems, off the field problems. He punched his teammates and stuff. All that
yeah, and he had those chronic migraines. Couldn't stay healthy in quotation marks.
Yeah,
something about the Vikings drafting some.
Have they done? I guess they couldn't really do this at college because guys only stay every 4 years. So I guess they could. It'd be tough. We should do something like this for college. I don't know what year span we would.
I mean, we could do the 2010s, but it is so hard.
It's so hard because guys only. We'd have like
you have to have 4 years. But they do more like
gaps.
It's more like single season guys.
Yeah,
it's
like the 20.
Who had like the best single season? I know they were talking about the greatest quarterback, who had the best college quarterback season ever, and the big three were Johnny, Joe Burrows, and Tebow, and I know that was the hot talking points.
Yeah, maybe we do that next week. We just figure out who had the. We'll just go like maybe quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, and
defensive players.
Yeah, we're not okay. Sorry, Matt. We don't get to nitty gritty unless you want to get to the O linemen. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about O linemen who had really great seasons. So
yeah, me either. I was just thinking that. I feel like you had really good tackles. I think it's hard to find really good guards.
A&M tackle. Yeah. Any A&M tackle. Dominant.
No.
Dominant.
Step and fade.
Oh God, Jermaine Ifedi.
He got signed, or is he still?
No, he got signed. I saw that. Hey, no, they were all good in college. All A&M tackles in college, great.
No, Betty was bad. He was bad in college too. I was there. I watched that.
He's a bad tackle,
and he was a first round pick.
Yeah, but I mean, he was like, oh, we can do. He was like 31, so he barely made it in a 32. So he's barely made it.
But even before him, I remember me and Dawson looking at that on the first draft where we were like, first round pick, Jermaine Ifedi. Like, how are they projecting him this high? Like, what are we watching?
But it was like one of those things, like Matt said, it was just hard to find guys like that. So, like, anybody who had the size and built, usually, we'll work them into it.
Yeah, because, Jari Evans was dominant at the beginning of the 10s, and they couldn't find any other guards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, offensive lineman. There was a real dip there. Linemen are getting better now, though. There was a real dip there because of college. Yeah. The lag between college offense and pro style. Now we're seeing more college-style offense in the pros.
And to Ifedi's credit, he's gotten a little better. He's played like 3 or 4 years in Seattle where he started most of the games.
And holds most of the time. I think he's led the league in penalties like 3 times.
Yeah, but he's like one of those guys who's just like, you got like those linemen, at this point, you got to keep them around because there's only so many that you really can kind of semi-count on or whatever. So he's one of those.
It kind of reminds me, I'll tell the story before we end the podcast. In high school, we had this guy, Ramon. He was offensive lineman, and he was on the spectrum a little bit, and coach told him, don't let the defensive lineman get to the quarterback, and the DN whooped him, and so he turned around and just jumped on the D lineman's back and tackled him to the ground, basically. And the coach was like, well, there's a holding penalty, but you didn't let him get to the quarterback. So it was like, that's Jermaine Ifedi right there. Don't let him hit don't let him hit Russell. All right, I'm going to grab him, coach.
Yeah, I don't know how he's gonna do with Stafford, who just stands there and takes beating. So it'll be interesting to see.
He might get really exposed.
Yeah, you really do.
But hey, easily, I'm surprised Zach Martin wasn't unanimous.
I would have went Tyron Smith over Zach Martin.
Let me see his stats real quick.
Well, I guess you can only have one of each. I mean, I'm okay with Marshall Yonder being the unanimous guard.
Hold up. Zach Martin, All-Pro every single year from 14 to 19, and he's been a 4-time All-Pro.
What were Marshall Yonder's,
14 to 19.
I think that's where he's getting got.
Yeah.
Because Marshall Yonder's going to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer.
How much time we got left, Pete?
Not much. We can wrap it up here soon.
Quick guesses. Obviously, quarterbacks that's not fair because it's easy. 2020 All-Decade team. Take a few guesses. Running backs, receivers, and we'll do some DBs.
Okay.
Makes it easy.
Saquon.
Okay.
Saquon Ezekiel.
Okay.
I like that.
And
or
then,
Alvin Kamara.
Well, so all the stats will have to start in this year, though.
Yeah,
right?
I know. That's what I'm saying. CMC.
Yeah.
CMC.
CMC for sure. And then who's another young guy that just got into the league?
Quarterbacks would be Pat.
Yeah, Pat and Watson and Lamar probably.
I don't know. I'm maybe quarterback this year. Tua could be that guy.
Tua.
We're still in the decade.
Back
coming to it.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. There you go. He's gonna be in the decade 9 years.
Receivers, who we got? Hollywood Brown, possibly.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he lasts that long.
CD Lamb. I like CD Lamb.
I like CD Lamb.
I like the guy.
I like Jerry Jeudy.
Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton.
He's nice.
AJ Brown, maybe.
AJ Brown, yeah. This is a receiver. Sometimes he fits out so fast, though.
That's true.
There's a guy in Atlanta too.
Who? Cameron Ridley.
Yeah, when Julio.
Chris Godwin. Yeah. Chris Godwin.
Chris Godwin's coming on strong.
But how young is Chris Godwin?
I think it's his second year.
No, he's like 4 or 5 years in.
Yeah, he's 4 or 5 years in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Speaking of the Bucks got new jerseys. What do y'all think?
They're okay. They're like the old 2000 ones. I did like the all pewter look. Pewter jersey, pewter helmet, pewter pants.
That's their color rush, right?
I think so. Chris Godwin's 24.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. I really like them. I think they took the old school look and just put a new style to it,
little popped
it. I really like it. It's really simple and it looks good. I think what they had before was kind of ugly.
Yeah.
And I like what they have now. Yeah, it's cool.
I think they said 7 teams are getting new jerseys this year, so we're gonna have a lot of jerseys to talk about.
Oh yes, I'm excited about that. Unfortunately, I don't think my team will ever change its jerseys to old fashioned. So
they're just gonna put Mahomes on the helmet by the end of this thing.
We need to figure out why I know the NFL has a rule with one color helmet, but
they're thinking about changing that. They're thinking about letting them have 2 helmets now.
Yeah, if it's the same helmet, it doesn't freaking matter.
It had to do with safety, they said.
I know, but these guys are equipment managers. They're smart enough to know that they when you get your helmet, they fit you. It's all the same. Trust me, I've experienced. It's the same helmet. We do the same thing to the red helmet that we would do to the white helmet, the blue helmet, the green, the black. We do all the same things to them, and then you practice it the whole week, and you're fine.
And do they think they're not going through the stringent testing that they go through anyway? Of course they do. It's dumb.
Yeah, it's dumb. Anyways, I like that they're gonna change that rule. It'd be cool. I mean, NFL needs to spice some things up.
I'm okay with 2 helmets. I would like the Vikings to get a white helmet or go back to.
You're a big white helmet guy.
White helmets are clean.
I hate white helmets. White helmets get so dirty.
It shows the toughness of football. You smash mouth.
Man, I hate white helmets. White helmets, what I used to get in Pee Wee, and I just couldn't stand it. I was like, it's the ugliest thing in the world. I haven't had a white helmet.
I wonder what Cowboys would do. They're silver. Blue?
Yeah. You got to talk to somebody in the marketing team. They'll figure that out.
Yeah.
They might do a blue with the white.
White star.
Star, maybe.
White star.
Or silver star.
Ooh, silver star blue helmet.
I think the Cowboys are one of those teams that will never change their jerseys. They just won't. They might do a little small tweak to it. Maybe they will never change their jersey.
I like their throwback jerseys. I like their 60s throwback.
You like that? The star and the stuff on the sleeve?
I actually mean the socks, but I like the striped socks. Yeah, I like the throwback socks.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see who else changes their jerseys. The Bucks off. You said okay to them, but I like them off to a good start.
They're better than what they were. Yes.
Yes, better than what they were. Do you know who the other 6 teams are?
I think it was the Cardinals, the Colts, the Patriots.
Oh, Patriots?
Yes, but they said it's not going to be a big change.
Okay.
It's going to be a little update. Yeah, no more Tom. You got to get new jerseys.
I think Tom was like, "Yo, these jerseys are hideous. Can we do something else?"
It was already beforehand because they can finally sell the Tom Brady jerseys now.
Oh, it was actually a perfect move for them.
Dude, that's going to be Tom Brady's been the top 10 selling jersey for 20 years. I didn't think anybody else could buy a Tom Brady jersey, and he's going to be number 1 again this year.
Yeah. Last question, I promise. When do the Buccaneers say fuck it and we're gonna just sign Antonio Brown? Like, I know
Bruce Arians already said no.
I know, but there's got to be a comment. Like, there's got to be a point in time in the year you got to be like, freak. Like,
he's not even gonna play it. I don't think he's gonna play it next year.
You don't think so?
No. Where on the commissioner's list does Antonio Brown's hearing rate? And he's still got this sexual harassment lawsuit pending, and he just got charged with a felony for assaulting the moving truck driver.
Never mind.
They got to work on the draft, all this other stuff.
So y'all watched the video of the jersey release, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yes. How did Mike Evans not make that?
He probably didn't even want to do it.
He probably didn't want to do it.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, hopefully he just said he didn't want to do it because I'm shocked he's not in it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what gets asked when you do those things is just like, hey, do you want to do this, or who's in town, or
think about how old they did this though, because this had to be before quarantine and lockdown too.
No, you could do that with the quarantine lockdown. No one's getting close to each other.
Well, they did a full photo shoot and stuff. The guys are literally standing next to each other, Terrell.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So this has probably been they've had another one. Oh,
wow.
I think the Rams and the Chargers are getting new uniforms too. I think with their
and
new
they
logos.
both might be on Hard Knocks.
They are both being on Hard Knocks. I heard Super Hard Knocks.
The Rams should go back to the drawing board with their logo.
Okay, so I saw that one, then I saw another one that looked better. It had like LA Rams all together, and it looked better. I can't show you guys.
I saw the Twitter of all 4 of them. 3 of the 4 were horrendous.
It was like one of them actually looked pretty good, but yeah, you're right. They should go back to the drawing board. I'm pretty sure they thought that was cool. Whoever
it's hip. It's the 2020s, man. It's hip.
They probably thought that was dumb lit, and they're like, nah.
Hey, man.
Everyone was like, Chief, that ain't it at all.
I'm surprised they didn't unleash it on their TikTok.
Oh God.
Oh, that's a good one. That's what
the darn kid TikTok.
All right, I think that's gonna do it for us this week, and we'll be back next.
Wait. Sorry, one more thing. Okay, so what are your thoughts on the virtual NFL draft? Like,
it's gonna be a pain in the ass. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to do. I know GMs are pissed.
They told the guy to push it back. He's like, no, we gotta have it on his state. And essentially, it would be like us 3 drafting right now. We just have an open line of communication and be like, oh, no, we want this guy, I want that guy, and then what TV's running slower.
No, I mean, they got all the communication. How about you got to talk to your head coach and your head of scouting and all this stuff? You don't have access to your stuff at your facilities, like with tape and looking at cap stuff with trades.
Oh, you can't.
So now there's going to be a lot less trades. I can tell you that right now.
I don't know. You still figure that stuff out. You can bring all that stuff home.
It's going to be a pain in the ass. Yeah, I know, but think about how many people are in a room when you do the draft. There's like 20 people in the room.
Say someone's connection goes out. Like, I'm just saying. Like,
Harbaugh was worried about security, like someone hacking in and seeing their stuff, what they're doing.
That's a good point. They got IT guys to figure that out.
I don't know.
Also, imagine like your head coach losing his internet connection in the middle of it, like him trying to figure that. Not saying that they're not smart, but like
they're throttling. Hold up, they're throttling internet connections everywhere, and it's just gone.
Yeah, I'm sure like some of these guys are probably like everyone's at home, so the internet connection's not as great. But like,
guys in the middle of nowhere. Like I know Mike Zimmer lives in Montana, hanging out on his ranch. Like
okay. I mean, that's probably not smart if he's drafting from his ranch because that's not an ideal situation. Hey. But imagine I don't want to throw out coach under the bus, but like imagine like our Bill running on the internet. He's probably throw his computer against the screen, like the wall or something like that.
Like the tablets,
yeah, like he's like. F this.
Or new head coaches with GMs, like Jerry and Mike McCarthy, all that stuff.
Yeah, there's
it's
probably.
A pain.
I think there's like some of these people are like, F it, just come over, like whatever. That's what I would do.
Rolled up. Yeah, I don't know if the
Like,
NFL.
but
NFL might have a guy sitting out there that might shoot you. You step out your door.
I guess so, but I don't know. Some of these NFL coaches are older, so they're probably not planning for messing around with that. So most of them are older, so they're like, I'm gonna catch you on this Zoom call. But yeah, you're right. I don't know. It's just much easier because I'm sure Bill is just used to just walking into the building and all that stuff set up for him, and he just looks at the draft like, hey, let's take this guy. And now he's got to do.
I want to take this guy. Things. He looks pretty good.
I'm pretty sure he might have somebody come to the house and set him up though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's try to see. I'll try to see if I can get inside info.
Now. Yeah, we're 2 weeks away from that, and that'll finally give us some more sports stuff to talk about. And like you said, we're gonna have to get a little creative for next week. But that'll do it for us this week. We'll be back. Thanks for listening, everybody.